Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from last session?
Yes.
Is that a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from last session. Chris.
Chris motions.
Angela says second, or Joel does. Okay. Whatever. Go, Joel.
You need to vote on it?
Yes.
Andy? Okay, good. Passes. Moving right along, to the new business. First up is permission to close September 12th. I hope, is that listed?
That is in his report.
Right, yeah. Do we want to just jump to report? Is everything in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, as outlined in the board report, September 12th is our already scheduled half day for staff training. The library serving communities of Northeastern Indiana, LSD, is having a all staff day for all their libraries. So we're talking 19 different public libraries in the area. I would like to ask that the board approve that we close all day that day. So all of our staff can take advantage of that. Also, we've been asked to host this, so we'll have upwards of 200 library employees in the building and managing that, plus our normal business upstairs could get dicey and confusing. We would handle it if that's what the board wants, but having that's supposed to be easier.
What time is that? Thing?
The training, it's
Yeah, there you go.
it probably start around 10,
Okay.
just because people are traveling, so 10 to 4-ish
makes
type
sense.
thing.
Got it.
So my wonder would be, are we gonna have signage out front? Since the parking lot will probably be full.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
know
we will.
library's closed today.
Lots of promotional stuff ahead of time and signage outside that are closed for private library training or some type of thing, so.
And that's a Friday, right?
It's a Friday, yeah.
I will move that we authorize the director to close the library Friday, September 12th, to accommodate the area or the region of training.
Great moves. Can you give a second?
That's great.
Sorry.
Joel seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. The Peabody Public Library will host as well. That's really exciting. I hope that there will be appropriate media coverage too. I think that's a really cool.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea to make sure that we promote also what we're doing.
And Mike, I know this goes beyond the scope of this a little bit. What kind of training is going to be offered? Because that might address some of the customer service concerns that have been expressed.
Yeah, so, yeah, we're still developing the schedule, but these usually have stuff with the customer service, programming, improving your programming. There'll be a keynote. We're looking at someone that is out of Michigan, but remotely teaches at San Diego State and is nationally known within libraries to talk about motivational type things. So be a wide array of things.
Okay.
So are you creating all of the trainings for that day, or are you just bringing in different people for different experts?
We will, I'm on the committee that's preparing the day, but we will be bringing in people with expertise. So someone will be within the staff, but some will be outside.
So it would be fair to say that there will be some customer service training for anybody who's concerned about.
Yep.
Okay,
Absolutely.
very good. I just want to try to kill off two birds.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna say that on the record.
Let the record show.
Yes, please.
Sorry, my computer did something weird. The next item is non-resident cards. The cost, currently they are at $85 a year. By state statute, we have to, the non-resident cards cannot cost less than what a resident contributes via taxes. And that came out to be, when doing the calculations this year, $91.14. So that's a minimum we can set that price to be for non-residents. So the board needs to approve a cost going forward.
James, non-resident card rate to be $2.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You asked 92, like, why, just,
I just wanted
Just
to
to
round
wrap
it up,
it up.
9114 to see if I can turn them out.
yeah,
I almost went to 95, but I thought I don't know.
but we
I was
didn't,
gonna
we
make a
didn't, it
motion for 100, so.
Okay.
it didn't move last year. And I know that if we don't
That we're
adjust
gonna do
some,
every
it'll be
year.
a bigger jump next year, because we had it at 85 for a while, that
I will withdraw and defer to another motion.
Angela makes a motion that we raise that non-resident card rate to $100. Do you think that would be?
that would get us quite a few years, I would think, and be,
Is that going to completely squelch any demand? I'm assuming anybody would pay 85. Hey,
Doesn't the library have scholarships too for?
We don't. Nope.
I'm sorry, I don't know if anybody seconded. I will second that.
Well,
motion.
maybe we
Yeah,
should change
sure.
it to 95.
I honestly, I don't know that it will squelch the demand or not. People are still free to come in and use the materials in the house. There's stuff that they can't take home.
These are for unserved areas.
Yeah.
So
Right.
this means
Yeah.
right now, anybody in Smith Township and Thorn Creek Township and Columbia Township and Union Township in Columbia City use the library, and teachers and students
Yep.
at the local school district
Yep.
get those for free. So these are folks from Washington Township.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
is 100 too, that's what I was wondering, is
And
100
maybe
too
it's too
far?
much. I don't know.
90, what do you think?
My thought was just on the flip side. And I understand what you're saying, but it seems like you'll probably have some people that will fall at $15 instead of saying, okay, well, we'll do 92 or $93 and we'll try and keep it there as long as we can. It seems like to me,
Sure.
people will handle smaller increases more frequently, better than one large increase all at once, even though it may last 10 years.
Joel was that motion.
Well, what's,
But
I haven't seen anything in cash that these were paid for, usually check or
Yeah, check a card.
check or card. So if you wanted, you could make it 9114. We can adjust this every year if we have to. I just didn't know
Right.
why the 92, if we were gonna just make it the minimum we had to, just make it the minimum, or pick a number where we would get a few years and have to change it this much.
I see it both
Right.
ways, and I don't know if they're writing a surge on it.
Well, and since we're not here to make a profit, maybe we should do it closer to the 92.
92?
93. I mean, either one is.
And I withdrew the motion.
Now, Angela's was kind of
Okay. Second, and let's go, I'll tell you. Let's split the difference, I'm gonna make it easier. How about we go for, okay, yeah, so moved that we
95.
increase it to 95.
Joel was that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Fantastic. Next, follow up on the plumbing / water softener issue. Yes,
What used to be the new building is getting some places where.
it's 25 years old. They're showing its age.
You and I both drive cars that old, so we're.
Yes, exactly. Hey, what are you talking about? Go ahead.
Nice. So when the initial temporary fix of the water softener was happening, the Culligan noticed that none of the shutoff valves would move easily, if at all. They were seized. And so I took the step to go ahead and rectify that. Had plumbers come in, replaced 4 shutoff valves. Those are all set, working, and good to go. But we still need to address the replacement of this water softener. Quote from Culligan to replace for a new system similar in size and capacity and function as the one we've had is $7,537. And I'd like to move forward with that maintenance and replacement, so we don't get in a spot where we're having to deal with a bigger problem. Yeah, there's a building maintenance line item, so it will come out of that.
Any other options that are cost efficient, like work running wise or anything? I know they use a lot of water with recycle or.
Yeah. Not that I'm aware of any other options.
Cause it does help all the fixtures.
Yeah.
So. I don't, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just, you don't need a motion for that because that was already there. You're just letting us.
Yeah.
Thank you for moving ahead with that, Mike. Yes.
So hopefully by this time next month, that project will be done. Hopefully. So, next on the list is the annual report. That is required that we submit to the state every year. That process has been done and completed on time. One of the great things about the annual report is we get to look at how we're progressing, how we're improving. We did see improvements in our increases in our circulation. We saw a small increase in our number of patrons that we have. Particularly our reciprocal borrowers went from 45 last year to 120. So we're seeing a big increase in that, as well as a decent size increase in our student/teacher cards. So those that would not otherwise be able to have cards, but are students in an area that's served by Whitley County Consolidated are getting cards and access. So that's always a good. But what I'm most impressed with is that while the number of programs we offered last year dropped from the previous year, the amount of attending has significantly increased, which tells me that we are finding out what our community wants and that we are providing quality programs that the patrons are enjoying and coming back to. I believe Kelsey noted in her report that her baby and toddler story times are like just blowing up, like 10 to 15 in baby and like 30 to 35 in their toddler, which is a huge group and and this is time after time after time. So just kudos to my staff for their improvement and making sure that we are doing and giving the community what they want. So.
Just thinking, if we canceled some of these, maybe some of the people.
Yeah, if they, I'm sure they did. And the ones that we cut were ones that weren't well attended and stuff like that. Yeah. If it was a popular program, we kept it. So yeah. So. Yep. Yep. So. Any questions on the annual report? I'll also be using this to create a year review. I've started the process, so that will be available probably by next month. Definitely by next month, and then they'll just kind of like I did last year with a pamphlet of.
A little bit more visually
Yeah.
attractive than the state.
Yeah. More of an
Oh,
informative.
no, that's
Yeah.
the first time I saw that annual report.
A lot of stuff.
This
Yeah.
is a lot of text.
Yes.
Much of which is irrelevant.
Yes.
Glad you smiled.
Yes.
Is total circulation books and like hoopla and can.
Yep. All that. Yep. It includes anything that we circulate, so physical or digital. So, any other questions on the annual report? Okay. The solar project. Just picking up that conversation.
To September McConnell, and I don't want to say it was a discouraging response. I would say her response was tepid. So I got the impression that if this got specific details and wanted to come make an ask, that it's certainly something that they consider. I did not get an enthusiastic, yes, let us know, how much do you want, or anything like that. So I would describe the response as tepid. I don't think it was negative.
Mhm.
So I still think that's a possibility. I didn't get the level of enthusiasm that I hoped for. But again, I didn't really give a lot of detail.
Yeah.
either. I said, here's what they suggested. And Mark even said something about on the roof.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we were headed for a roof installation. Learning, but that's what I heard there. Still think it's a decent program. I guess my concern on this right now is, I think I hear more from you because I know you have
Mhm.
on funding on property taxes and whether or not we should be taking on a project like this unless it's pretty basic, unless it's covered by grants.
Yeah.
In the foreseeable future.
So I'm of two minds. I think Spencer and our conversations are the same, where we see the being tepid and is this something we need to do? But at the same time, if it does provide any kind of savings on our budget down the road, I mean, it could be something that helps us when if money starts getting tighter, that we aren't paying as much out of utilities. I mean, it's
I
But-
don't see any
yeah.
reason not to make an ask from EBSCO, DECO,
okay.
just to see.
Just to see what-
Them.
If they would even be interested in the matching grant, because we do have, gifts funds that
Yeah.
could use,
Yes.
if we could make that work.
Yeah. I was thinking the Snodgrass endowment might be a good resource for this project.
To long-term save the library money.
Sure, on 500,000.
Oh, the air handlers and stuff like that too. So,
Hopefully technology is better by then.
What is that meaning? Well, I wasn't here at the meeting where, part of this was discussed after your whatever, so.
yeah, our air handlers will need to be updated. That will be a significant project. So I mean, yeah. I think we do need to definitely have some kind of outside grant, whether it's matching or something like that, if we move forward with the solar, just because otherwise it's money that we could be needing somewhere else. So,
that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
yeah,
The matching grant.
Well,
Or several.
And it's possible if we do a matching grant, that get a small cap. I don't see any reason not to make the asks on the other, with the other, especially if EBSCO has a specific
specific, yep,
solar program.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine that we're being any more ambitious than any other library.
Yeah.
Consider.
yeah. So, okay, I will get forward.
Plus, that's a vendor.
Yeah.
EBSCO vendor, so.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, EBSCO is their databases. So I will move forward with the EBSCO grant and also reaching out to DECO and seeing what they have to say. So the other thing is staff changes. Maddie, our head of circulation, has turned in her resignation. She is taking on a new position in town that she's excited about. So we're happy for her, but sad for us. I am actually made the decision not to replace that position. We'll be leaning on Isabel, who's currently the lead assistant, lead library assistant. So she already has that type of responsibilities, and I will become the direct report person for those, for like the day-to-day scheduling and those type of things. I'll take on those problems and responsibilities. This leads to making sure that we are being fiscally sound with not overextending ourselves and saving where we can when we can. It also lends to some other ideas I have been contemplating for a while. But I don't know that I'm ready to take that step yet, but it will. It was dominoes down the road that I was already envisioning. This just moved up the timeline. So
Well, sorry, I see, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
So does Isabel, is she still on the same page?
Yeah. There's no change to this is stuff that she's already been doing. It's just instead of reporting to Maddie, she'll be coming to me for questions. Give me a second. I can pull it up. No, you're good. The Maddie, her annual salary was 43,600. So
that doesn't benefits.
Right.
Yeah. yeah, plus the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reduce budget, but okay, you dream.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
It's, no, it is the savings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
I appreciate the proactiveness, yeah. No,
Refresh my memory on what that solar panel project was.
I don't know what we,
yeah,
I think we tentatively eliminated the whole.
yeah, nothing on the roof, so side, and then we had guesstimated it was around 110 type.
And that was, it didn't go for one of the
Yeah.
pergola sort of.
Yeah, yeah, like a very basic ground.
With a 10-year payback on electricity generated for the pump.
Roughly.
Yes.
Roughly, that's.
With the 10 year, oh, I thought you said 7.
well,
With the discounts and the taxes.
yeah,
Yes.
he
If
did
we stay
say
at
the discount.
The longer we go,
Yes.
yeah, those might go.
Okay.
Lifespan or something.
I do remember the 20-year lifespan, something that would be.
It's a good thing to look at. We look at the rates, just keep going up for our electricity consumption. Our electricity's not going up as what we're using.
Yeah.
We're being more energy efficient. The bills.
The charges.
Yeah. It's those small incremental changes that they don't hope you notice.
So it was correct. That was correct.
That's all I had on my report. Is there any questions from any of the other reports from the?
Katie's, the Baker and Taylor, it's Katie.
Yeah.
Is figured all that out. I'm assuming on page 24 this month where we budgeted for Baker and Taylor. Testing that for books they're not gonna send and then removing that money. over.
Yeah. I mean, it's still the same line. It's just who that vendor's going to. Yeah.
We're talking. Hearing none, let's move on.
Make a motion to approve claims as stated.
What? Second, then do we get to discuss?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm following. Yeah. On page 17, the square fees.
Yeah.
What are those for?
So, the Square is what we use to process credit card. And so they charge a per transaction.
Right.
And we don't pass that on to the patron.
Right.
We had in the past, and it weird rounding and stuff. I felt it was kind of convoluted how we got to some of our pricing. And so I mean, it's cost of doing business in my mind that we don't, and it's small incremental charges, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, if you
They
want
have rental property, then we pass it on to the people because they want to pay
with the
with that. And if they charge a credit card, so that's, I'm thinking $50 is $50.
Well, what are they buying with that?
So it's either a room rental or paying for a lost book or a non-resident card. I mean, that's
So we
basically,
just increased the resident part to 95.
Yeah.
So hopefully, when your
Yeah.
overhead goes up, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just did that, and we could adjust the room rentals too. We did too, but to me,
And-
may have already covered.
and we did increase the room rentals last year because they're the same price, but we split the time. So it's at 2 hour increments,
Oh,
and it was at 4 hour increments. So we're getting twice as much for a 4 hour. So we did increase that.
not penalizing the people paying with a credit card by charging them more, but everybody gets to pay more to help pay.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem making a motion that we send that percentage fee onto credit card usage. I don't mind.
I don't either, because it's their expense. I don't have to be the only one thinking that way either.
It's 20 years ago, the merchant was never allowed to do that. And then, I don't know when it changed, but it changed and everybody has to, because they can't. Yeah, so. But I don't have a problem.
And I've never done it at my office only because you then get into different cards, credit cards, and debit cards. You should run it like a credit.
Yeah.
So these are the things
Yeah.
that and you get, I'm not sure it's a $50 a month problem. It's the other stuff. But, yeah.
With our rental business, if they pay debit, then it's a certain smaller increase, but if they run it through credit, it's a more. Because it's different on its way,
I would
but
I would be concerned. I think one of the reasons we talked about this before was that at the front desk, when the
Yeah.
people hear it isn't when they need to be
yes.
complaining about those things.
Yeah.
That's why we were doing it for the staff.
Yeah,
Effective.
because you say, okay, your room, we advertise your room is this much. Oh, but you're using a card, so I now have to charge you this much, and it's
Sure, and we have ongoing tenants, so they're
Yeah.
aware.
Yeah.
As long as we have included that in the room rental fee,
Mhm.
because that's basically who's charging it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I was
It's a good catch, though.
No, it's
thinking, why are we paying $50 a month? Yeah, I know we have $1 million budget, but.
Oh, no.
No. Every bit counts.
that was for that conversation we had that a while ago was for the peace of mind for the staff up front,
Well-
because that was the first time people would see there was a
And
fee.
then they'd have to explain it,
Yes.
so people would hear it, and somebody might get mad, and yeah.
But if it's something you want to look at, we can definitely look back at it.
When you split the room fee from 4 hours to 2 hours, was it like $500 for 4 hours? Now it's $250 for 2 hours?
no, the price, because we were way under the cost for other venues in the area, and so if it was $200 for 4 hours, it's now 2 hours for 2 hours.
Say that again.
If it was $200 for 4 hours, it's now $200 for 2 hours.
Then increase
Yeah.
to cover that. So.
Yeah.
But I don't think we charge $200.
Oh, no, we don't. That's,
And I like us being under
Yeah.
that because we are.
it's like more like
a taxpayer.
$80 or whatever it was. I was, yeah, so it's. No, it's more like 80.
Depends on what
For the
rate you
2
have.
hours.
It depends.
It's in the,
It is.
it is on.
It's online. If you get the auditorium, pay one price, you get half of this room, you pay one price. I mean, they're all, it varies by.
But the rate was adjusted per room so that it should kind of already include those fees,
Correct.
is what I'm saying. Then-
Yeah.
Perfect. Then I can move on. I mean,
No, I think that's reasonable.
So let's go ahead and vote on claims. All in favor?
is that all of them? Because I saw a question.
Oh, you got a question? More questions?
Okay,
Sorry.
question.
25. We have, municipal utilities. We have 3 bills. Are those all electric meters or?
No, it's one's electric, one's water and sewer. Yeah,
Trash. That's
the
trash.
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 Yeah.
Trash would be paid separately, sweetheart, right? Is it? We check, the city.
The city doesn't
not
take
provide trash pickup.
Or is that fire protection for the fire hydrant?
How is the fire hydrant? Because
That'd
you have
be-
trash is separate.
No, they city resident that we would be charged for, fire protection,
Mhm.
storm sewer,
Yep.
sanitary sewer.
All right. And
Water.
water. So we have electric. The electric is the big, one. The next one is water and sewage. That's always put together. The third, the 2056.
Probably
that
the
was,
rainwater.
was fire protection or rainwater or storm sewer.
Yeah, not trash because we pay separately. for
Yeah.
that.
No,
No,
it did.
because that was one of the reasons
These are good refreshers.
talking about that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's,
Page 27, movie licensing.
Yes.
Did we rent a movie and show it? or-
No, this is so if we want to show any videos on the premises, we have to pay a licensing fee. And so by getting this for a year, it covers as long as they have a whole catalog. And so as long as they're part of that, the film we want to show is part of that, we don't have to pay anything else.
Why'd you pay it twice?
It was split between the two departments.
License for the year.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, now I'm done. Thanks, sorry.
oh, you're okay.
I don't.
100%.
Are there any other questions? I will then call the previous question. All for those.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Angela.
Go ahead. As a group.
Can't do it as four. Yep.
Yes, so,
Yeah.
expect a call from me. I have already drafted something, but if we're going to
Okay.
put the board's name on it, everyone should at the very least hear the strategy.
Thank you.
As board policy, the president is be the one to respond from the board on the board's behalf.
Yeah.
So
Available later tonight, I will just call you in situation. Discuss.
But I do think it's important that we know.
Yeah, that's my expense.
But I do think it is important that we know for the record that we asked. Complaint.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
didn't make it into the minutes.
Is it?
Well, no, it's not. It's been-
No, that's, so I think I think that should be acknowledged and that we are working on a response to that. And, make sure customer service is sensitive to all of those folks. And should we get your motion to adjourn?
Yeah,
I second, I make a motion. Hey,
Angela makes a motion.
I'll second.
Oh, great second. All right. That's it. That's all I need. We don't need to vote on it.
aye.
Uh,